We're day drinking. We're day drinking. We're day drinking. Day drinking. Welcome to Day Drinking.
Don't feel comfortable today. I just want
Don't interrupt me on
to. I
this
need
one. It's
to.
just us. You don't need to interrupt me when it's just us, Drew. This is a spin-off
Do
kind of format thing that we do every once in a while because we can, and we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. And there's no topics, there's no rules, just right. I forgot which is that. To Outback? I think that was
Is it
Outback.
Outback?
I
Yeah.
think it was Outback. This is basically the Outback episode of the Barbander podcast.
We'll put another shrimp on the barbie.
I mean, we're basically Australian at this point.
Yeah. We're
Uh,
basically an outcast penal colony.
yeah, absolutely. Andrew Bellis, what are you drinking?
I am drinking tequila and soda because I was a little bit rushed getting started and I had it right there.
Nice.
What are you drinking?
Um, this is my last Bell's Two Hearted IPA. I'm finally getting through it.
Mm.
I like Bell's Two Hearted. It's nothing against Bell's Two Hearted. It's just I'm not. I
It's too much for me.
it's a lot for sure, but I think that's one of the issues is it's like I can't have more than like two at a time, which is fine. I enjoy those two, but then I'm like I need a break for like a month or two or three. I don't know. I've
Is that a segue?
no.
Oh,
There's no
okay.
segue. We don't have topics.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean I can
Don't
turn it
segue
into a
me,
segue.
Travis. No,
I will segue you.
no. Take a break. Just for 1 week. Give it a rest.
Is that a topic we should do?
You
How did
taking a rest on segues?
yes, because we're going to talk about topics today.
Yes.
That was the segue.
We are talking about that was more like a introduction to a segue has a little bit more panache to it.
Shush. Which I will say, as bad as my segues are, they have panache. They all have panache. All of them. I am being a Sith here and dealing in absolutes. Okay.
Agree to disagree. Speaking of, do you think Jar Jar Binks is a secret Sith Lord?
I don't.
I've never really asked your take on this.
Hold
I had
on.
a very in-depth conversation with somebody who knows way more about Star Wars than me, and I just was kind of sitting there and nodding.
Hold
Hold
for
on,
hold for
ever,
spillage. Hold for
uh,
spillage.
listeners, he's bringing up the Google Doc where he keeps all of his Sith Lord theories and questions and thoughts, so that he can actually regale me with why Jar Jar Binks is not a Sith Lord. Funnily enough, he wrote it on toilet paper. Um,
It's because that theory is shit.
oh,
Boom.
that's a not a segue, but a fucking pun, play on words, burn,
Burn. I don't know.
joke,
Quip. Dare
topical.
I say quip?
Quip, quip. Does
Quippy.
quip have a W in it?
I think it's QUIP, but it's
It is, but
pronounced with the W. There's a in
cool
Quiplash.
quip,
Quiplash has a
cool
W.
lap, quip.
Quiplash. Jar Jar. Is Jar Jar Binks a secret Sith? I've seen the theories. I've seen the idea. They present a lot of really good arguments. However, I think if there was one argument that stands out above them all is that Siths are attracted to power, and the most powerful thing in the actual world is merchandising And Jar Jar Binks was a easy sell to kids as a toy.
Oh,
And from
just the
that
absolute
respect,
worst.
from that respect, absolute Sith. From like an actual storyline Sith, I don't buy it. I'm the Siths hated each other, and that's why Darth Bane, was it Bane? I think it was Bane, created the rule of two,
Master and Apprentice.
master and apprentice, and there was a very clear delineation between Sidious and Maul during that movie. I mean, he was in theory a trained soldier, right? He did fight for the Gungan army at one point, so he has to have some sort of soldier-like abilities. And he's just very clumsy. And then when he's taken out of the the field and turned into a senator, he's a lot more calm and well maintained. And so I don't think it
And
is
some people say that that's an act that he put on, the clumsiness and whatever, all of those, especially in Clone Wars,
that would have had to
was like
be here's the other thing is
a master.
here's the other thing is the one of the things I like that Neil deGrasse Tyson says about like the moon landing is the amount of people, if that was faked, the amount of people that they would had to like pay off in order to keep their mouths shut
Keep it actually secret.
would have been more expensive than going to the moon itself,
Yeah,
right? So
literally that's a topic maybe we
we'll
should
get
talk
into
about
that.
at some
So
point.
my point is that it would have been such a long con for Darth Sidious to first have Jar Jar Binks as an apprentice as like a baby, set him up, then get Darth Tyrannus, aka Tyrannus, I'm gonna say Tyrannus, Count Dooku,
I thought it
um,
was just Tyrannus.
Tyrannus. Yeah, there's no. I'm adding an extra syllable. Uh, then getting Dooku, then getting Maul, and all just like wow, like this crazy through line. He's like, I'm gonna need Jar Jar Binks at some point to become the senator of Naboo to then give me supreme chancellor powers in the Senate when all of this takes like that would have been like he's got
Yeah.
that's insane. Like that is insane.
Here's my quick take on it, and then we can move on to something else because I don't want us to get bogged down in this.
We get back down. I'm the Star Wars. I'm here for it.
Was it their intention from the beginning? Absolutely not.
No.
Hondo P, does the evidence that people have come up with fan theories suggest that they could insert that into canon? Yes.
I I
I
have
should they? No, because it would just destroy millions of lives. Is it a fun thing to like kind of throw around because he was such a hated character in the prequel trilogy, and something that like kind of hopefully makes him a little bit not redeemable but better to look back on, thinking, okay, this guy was playing them the whole time. Was it planned from the start? No.
no.
There's no chance whatsoever that that was
It's
in the
fun.
master. Seeing how the Star Wars universe has adapted over the years and just derailed in other aspects, and there's no way you could convince me that somebody, when they first introduced Jar Jar Binks, was like, this guy's going to be a Sith Lord one day, or revealed as a Sith Lord one day.
Right. Right. That like George Lucas, first of
That would
all,
take ridiculous planning.
ridiculous planning, and that's not his MO, right?
No, he's not a. If you think about the like the original trilogy, besides Darth Vader and his literal name meaning father in German, there were not a bunch of huge like cliffhanger plot hole things where they were like
Leia being his
not
Luke's
thinking
sister was,
thinking like long game into the future type of things, though. There were not just not a fuck ton of thing. He was not thinking about a franchise that would last 1,000 years. He
Right.
was thinking movie to
But
movie to movie.
well, I actually think he was thinking not 15, 20, 30 years down the road, but his idea for a trilogy has always been centered around um, you know, the protagonist relationship with his father or grandfather in every trilogy. That has nothing to do with Jar Jar Binks. Like that
No.
has zero like it's a fun, interesting quip. Like I love it. It's like let's riff about it. But at the end of the day, no, that wasn't what George Lucas set out to plan. Could it be? Is there enough factual or I guess speculative evidence to suggest that this could be uh maybe if they wanted to do with the introduction of potential alternate timelines, do a what if series basically for the Star Wars
Mhm.
universe, please do that. I will watch the shit out of that. But that's not canon to the main it's not 616, but like the 616 universe. So,
Yeah,
that's my take.
I like it.
Um anyway, Drew, the only thing I've got that I want to talk to you about is we uh we have a group chat we've mentioned a couple times. We actually did a couple of these episodes where I give you and the guys 10 to 12 topics. You guys rank those. And then based on what you guys want to talk about, slash what I want to talk about, slash what kind of makes sense kind of together in an episode.
Mhm.
Um, I that's how we pick our topics for an episode. However, I have a couple things. One, I'm still of the mind, and you can't convince me otherwise. I'm not accusing you, and I don't want you to try to convince me otherwise because I'm always going to believe this, even if you say, I think you guys just make up random numbers.
The listeners can't see this, but I'm narrowing my eyes at you.
Yeah. I, I just think because sometimes your week to week changes in what you want to talk about doesn't make any sense. So I, I I'm
Here's
I'm not saying that you guys don't look at the list and you just like throw in random numbers, but I just think like you might do like one or two you like and then just
Have you collated the data to find?
no. It's all gut feeling.
Here's what I'll say for me. I cannot speak for Ben or Rick. Here's how I kind of rank it. There's usually one or two that grab me immediately,
Yep.
and I'm like, I want to talk about those. And then there's two or three that I absolutely am just like meh on.
Right.
For the most part, like it may change week to week on like a lot of it has to do with like how much time am I going to have to put into
That's
this?
fair. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that honestly is a big metric for me of like how busy am I? How much time do I have to prepare? Especially the ones we've been talking about where like there might be a come up with a I don't want to ruin any potential future topics, but like come up with a script or come up with
Hmm.
a thing where we actually have to write a some stuff down, kind of like the presidency episodes where like
Right.
we actually have to put a fair amount of work into it ahead of time. And then the middle ones can honestly change week to week, mostly because I don't remember if we have topics that stay on that list. I don't remember where I ranked them,
Right.
but usually it's like I'll pick the first couple that I really think are like fun and interesting and work well together. I'll disregard the last three or so that I'm like, I just don't want to do this week. And then everything in the middle is just kind of a
Yeah.
I do put actual thought into it. That's why it
I
takes me so long to send you my answers a lot of times because I'm like, I actually want to rank these based on how I'm feeling.
got I again, I believe you, but I don't.
It's a fair assessment.
Yeah. I don't believe Rick the most. Because sometimes
There,
I'll ask him and I'll just get a list. I'm like, whoa, you didn't. But I think he's not, I'm not saying he's not putting thought into it, but he is going off of
glancing at it,
first.
seeing how many
Yeah.
topics there are, 1 through 12, and then making sure all the numbers are accounted for.
I don't even think that. I think he looks at it, sees the two or three he likes, and then just kind of randomly picks the other
Hmm.
ones, more or less. I don't think he gives a lot of thought for 4 through 12. I could be wrong. And I'm okay. At the end of the day, I'm okay with being wrong. I'm not trying to die on this hill and like fight you guys about it, but it's a belief I'm going to hold till the day I die. And then I'm okay with being wrong. Secondly, I have some topics that I've had Chat GPT help me with because I think these are silly. One of the ones we did not too long ago was actually with my mom. It was like if animals could vote, which species would win the election? So I put that and I said, hey, generate funny but thought-provoking questions like that question. And here's what it told me. I'm going to read them out. Let me get through all, I think it's 10 of them. 50, it's 15 of them. Let me get through all 15.
Well, I'm making a drink while you're doing it.
And if any of those stick out to you, let me know. I kind of want you to be here so I can see your reaction, though. So I'm going to wait until you get back. Hey, real quick. You listening? Cool. Do me a favor. On your app, wherever you're listening to this podcast, there's a button to follow or subscribe or some sort of a notification type bell. Whatever you do, don't click them. Don't click those buttons. Don't do it. Or click it. Whatever it doesn't matter. Just fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just click it. It's cool. Just do whatever you want. Preach. Back to it. Drew, I've got
Let's
20.
go. Oh shit!
20.
You said it was 10, and then it was 15. Now it's 20.
Yeah, I lied. It's 20. I got 20 funny slash oddly specific. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong list. Wait, is that the right list? I don't even know anymore. It's 15. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, I've got 15 funny yet thought-provoking questions. I'm gonna read all of them. Tell me which ones stand out to you, and then we
Do
can
you want
talk
like
about
a
those.
1 to 10 scale, or
Uh,
just
just like what pick out the ones. I'm gonna read one, two, three, four, etc. And if you like one of those, we'll talk about if it's a good enough topic to potentially add to the list to bring to the show. So here we go. Number one, if ghosts exist, do they pay property taxes for haunting a house?
skip it?
Number two, if aliens landed tomorrow, which fast food chain would they think is in charge of Earth?
Ooh, put that one on the maybe pile
Yeah,
because I have some stuff about aliens too,
yeah.
and
If
I have some stuff about ghosts, which is
yeah,
great.
and even if it's so, my thought about these, I know I said I was going to read all these. We're not going to get through all these without stopping. Um, if ghosts exist, do they pay property taxes for haunting a house? That by itself, not great. But if you hear something and you're like, actually, if we do it this way, and we said something like, if ghosts exist, uh, you know, do they
Should we?
should we or do, if ghosts haunt my house, can I claim them as dependents on my taxes?
That's a
That's a better
better
topic.
topic. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. One, claim ghosts as dependents. I
Hi,
think
Danny.
we should. Hi, Danny. Number three,
Hello.
if time travel were real, would people use it for history or just to fix embarrassing moments? I don't like the. So usually, by the
The
way,
wording's a little weird, but
well, also for our topics, I try to make the subjective objective. So we're like picking something or we're taking a stand. This is just like picking between two things, and I
mhm.
would say what would be the best use for time travel in
Time
this?
travel. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I was about to say. And what would be the limitations? We could make a whole episode about time travel.
yeah. I'd be down for that. Um, this one. I like this one. I don't think it's a topic, but I think it's just a fun question. Would superheroes need liability insurance for property damage?
Ooh,
Just like I think the topic here would actually be something like, what would be the adulting that superheroes would need to do if they
yeah,
existed?
yeah. Because, and I don't want to go too far if we make this a topic, but like my brother-in-law, who's a surgeon, has malpractice insurance. So like if he fucks up or something just goes wrong that he couldn't have a contingency for, then that insurance,
Yeah,
pays for anything that goes wrong. Um, I think there's something there, especially I've been watching a lot of Invincible, and I've been catching up on The Boys. There's catastrophic damage done every
right,
episode in those types of superhero shows, and at the end of the day, who pays for that? Is it the
right,
taxpayers? Like, is somebody taking the villain to court?
right. Marvel actually does go into that a little bit in
Mhm.
some of like I think it's either Spider-Man or one of the other ones where they reference Tiamat, the what's his face that's coming out of the earth, the celestial that's coming out of the earth. And it's like, oh, what are the impact? And they referenced it in Endgame too of like, how are we rebuilding? It's like they just do like little clips of it, but there's some real world implications of like, what kind of insurance do they need? Who's covering them?
Yeah,
All that
if
stuff is real.
superheroes exist in this world and we're building skyscrapers, those are going to be the first things hit in a city battle.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
I always think about the Henry Cavill Superman,
Hmm.
where just like full bore, so many people straight up
Yeah.
casualties of that
They're
final
not all as
confrontation.
considerate as Goku when I think he tells Boo, or not, it was probably Cell, like, let's take this away from all the people.
Yeah,
And they like go out in
yeah,
the middle
they.
of the desert and fight.
Yep, I think there's something there for where do we put the blame, but
Who's responsible for actually
who's
like,
responsible for rep- reparations? Is that the right word?
no, there's
No,
a
because
word
that's more of
for it.
a
I don't know what it is, but like, I can't blame this. This is we're getting into the topic already, so we're gonna save it. I'm gonna stop because I this
yes.
is a good topic.
We'll stop.
Yeah. Number
It's a
five.
hard thing about this one.
If we had a national anthem for naps, what would it be?
ChatGPT came up with that.
Yep.
Damn, honestly, not bad.
4.0 is pretty good. It's a lot better than
Um,
3.
yeah, I've seen some of the image generation that's come out of it.
It's pretty crazy, pretty
It's
scary.
nuts. Maybe some changes on that one, but I like it.
Yep, not bad. We've done something like this, I think. But if your pet suddenly started talking, what's the first thing they'd roast about you?
Ooh,
That's more of like a an icebreaker type question because
yeah, yeah.
when we do post topic ideas in our chat too, well, a lot of times they are that icebreaker type where it's like personal to us, which we could do a whole episode of those, and that's a good idea
Mhm.
in just general because we've kind of done that a little bit, but that kind of fits that. I don't know how, like, I don't know how to turn that into objective statement, but I like this next one because I think one of the things we don't do is I don't want to say general discussions because I think that last one is kind of like an icebreaker. This one kind of more of just a discussion. It's if dreams had sponsors, what company would sponsor them?
Oh, I hate that. It's very Black Mirror
Hmm.
esque. Um,
But the idea of just like not necessarily sponsors, but like uh
Product
dream
placement.
product placement, dream interruption. is kind of a thing. If I was making it into a topic, it would be like what would be like the best product placement in a dream, but we're
Yep.
all gonna and I've steered away from some of those types of things because we're all gonna answer Taco Bell. And at some point that's not funny anymore. And so
I'd have
I
I don't know,
try
I'd
to
have some
you
other
would.
we
You would, but between me, Rick, and Ben, we would be like, I want Taco Bell. Um, so I think there's something there. I think that would be just a cool, maybe that's a day drinking question of like which companies would sponsor dreams or what would be like
Mhm.
the way companies could impact your dreams would kind of be cool. And maybe we have like a Black Mirror type episode too.
Did we way back in the day, did we talk about on the podcast like if you were to give part of your body away as like a place to get a tattoo for sponsorship? I can't remember if it was in
I we did talk about
the old
no,
episodes
no
or
so
the new
Rick
episodes.
did in one of the quote new ones. Rick did something about giving sponsorships on your car.
I thought we talked about something along the lines of
I think it evolved into also yeah, I'd get a tat
yeah,
I'd sell my left forearm for Taco Bell.
yeah.
Like I think that was mentioned in that episode. I don't think it was
Okay.
the other way around. But I like the idea of Black Mirror type questions and just having like a creepy episode. That could be fun. Um, would teleportation put airlines out of business or just make them charge teleportation fees? Don't like that one.
Mm,
Um,
pass.
if emojis were removed, how would people use sarcasm online?
I feel like we're pretty good at sarcasm
I think,
online without emoji. I
right.
don't necessarily think emojis, the way that ChatGPT wrote this is the way that I'm thinking about it. It's saying that emojis are inherent to how we express sarcasm.
Mhm.
And I think we're fairly good about it over text. Obviously, you can't read tone as much, but there are like ways to do it that
I,
aren't.
I would say in our group, we definitely don't need emojis, right?
No,
In a group you're not familiar with, emojis help a lot. Because you don't know you like
depending
I know your tone like the back of my hand. I know Rick's tone like the back. I know Ben. I don't know Danny at all. Yeah.
who's Danny.
I have no idea. He's very ginger right now. Um, but like I do have a newer group of friends thanks to daycare, and I'm in a group chats with them and I don't
Are
know
you
them.
fucking cheating on me?
Yes.
God damn it, Travis! I will ruin them.
Yes. To be fair, only one of them wished me a happy birthday, so it's fine. Um,
It was your birthday.
what? Uh, and so in that group, I'm like, I know the people. I know them well enough to be a jerk to them, and none of them are actually going to care. But there is a part of me that's like, this is now written on paper. It's written down somewhere as evidence. I need to make sure that this comes across as sarcastic and not do anything else because I don't want to be that guy. So emojis do help with that. But to your point, I also think that because we are millennials and we grew up without emojis, we started
We
texting without emojis, we're pretty good at
we
like
had what do they call them? They're not emojis. They're
emotes. No, not emotes.
emoticons.
Emoticons, yes. We had to do the brackets and the colons and the
Mhm.
semicolons and the what is it? It's which one was it? Was it P? Nope. I'm looking at my keyboard. Uh, I'm gonna have to type it in. I don't remember anymore. I'll think of it later. B? B? Is it B? equals equals equals. If Wi-Fi signals were visible, what would they look like?
Oh, I kind of like
That's
that. If
cool.
even not just that, but like if people could see in a spectrum wider than just visible light,
Yes.
like infrared, ultraviolet, microwave, like out. If our senses could see those things, what would they actually look like? Because sound waves would be fucking crazy to actually be able to see.
Yeah. Seeing the
Um,
seeing slow-mos of like a sonic boom, just the air moving around it, and you're like,
yeah,
that's fucking sound. I can
yeah,
see sound right now.
that is a
That's
pressure wave
crazy.
of sound. And yeah, like learning about that stuff in school, and then like if you could see into the other like realm, especially like ultraviolet or infrared, I think would be really cool because that's like basically see in the dark. Like that
Yeah.
shit's all around.
Yeah.
So definitely a topic in there.
If AI developed taste buds, what would its favorite food be?
We could make something out of that.
Yeah, that's a silly little 6 minute segment.
Yeah. We could
Yeah.
do honestly, we could do a whole episode on AI.
Yeah.
And like best mentions in modern movies and cinema,
Hmm.
or like where do we see it going in 5 to 10 years?
I would say the topic would be what is going to be the most common way AI is used among the common people
Mm,
is probably the best way to put it. AI is going to be not as transformative as everyone like is crying about is probably a good way to put it. But like it's gonna need to be something you need to know because it's gonna be a part of your everyday life
yeah.
in some way, shape, and form. So it's coming, it's here, it's not going anywhere. How much of your daily life it's going to take up, I don't know, but it's going to be a chunk of it. And so you have to know how to use it. You have to know how to like
Yeah. Or
you don't
when not to use it.
when not to use it's a good way to put it too. So I like that a lot. And I think determining what its favorite food would be, great question. That'll be a fun idea. Do vampires need to file their teeth like we do our nails?
Mm,
I don't think that's a question. I think that's just a yes. Like,
well, that yeah, apparently it's a topic because I would say no.
well, let me, I guess the way we file our nails, no. Do they need to file their teeth because like other animals have to file their canines? Yes. In that sense, like,
Now put it on the topic list because
okay, okay,
I have
there we go.
rebuttals.
There we go.
This is why we're doing this.
Yep. If food could talk, which dish would be the most arrogant? I like that one. That's very much up our number 14. Travis, put that in when you're going back and writing these down. Number 14. Great. Which dish would be the most arrogant? Love that topic.
I like that for just ascribing moods or emotions to our favorite dishes
Yep.
as well.
This last one I like too. I'm gonna read it as ChatGPT generated it, but I think we'll get the idea. If we legally had to rename the moon, what should we call it? What would be the best name for the moon? Easy. Or we get to
Is it?
rename the moon. I meant as a topic, like
Oh yeah.
yeah, easy,
I think we
done.
could do that for the moon and the earth because earth is just like it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could rename all of the celestial bodies.
But the other ones like
I'm not crazy about
there's
the
a
sun
fair yeah, suns or soul as a lot of
or
like
soul. Yeah. I'm not crazy about it.
scientific science
I do
fiction
I do think
has
most
it
of the
named as.
planets have better names than Earth.
Yeah. And they're I mean most of them are based off of either Greek or Roman
Right.
gods, which is cool as fuck. And then you're like,
Right.
oh yeah, we're just the earth and the moon.
Moon. Are you suggesting we blow up the moon? Anyway, yeah, that was the list.
I liked it.
There were some good ones. There are some nuggets. There's some but thank you, ChatGPT, for continuing to help creatively express this podcast. Drew, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap things up?
All right, I got a few things. Not as good as the AI generated list, but I want to bring back some of the best of series,
Okay.
with like what is the best, but we can have a just a very different um slew of things that are in like included in that category. So like my example is butter. What's the best butter? But there are so many different types of butter. You got peanut butter, you got regular butter,
I see what you do. Okay,
you got
yes.
almond butter, all of these different things that are under the label of butter. And which one would we rank as the highest? Not even necessarily rank, but what's our ride or die
Yeah,
or that type of thing. Same thing with like milk, because there's so many different types of milk. Like I'm not a huge cow milk person nowadays. I
sure.
don't hate it. I don't have an aversion to it,
Yeah.
but is it something I seek out? Is there something that I think is the best of the milks products out there nowadays? And do we need to go back to like what is the definition of those things?
Hmm.
Can you? I've got nipples. Can you milk me, Greg? And then a few things. I've been listening to Distractable a lot, which is that podcast I've sent you like one or two ones on, and they do a lot of fun things on there where like they come up with games for each other. And I think it would be fun to do a couple episodes where like somebody else takes the lead and hosts like a some sort of point based game, a la like whose line is it anyway?
I love that idea. There are times where, and this is mostly, I don't say my fault. It's no one's fault, but like there are times where I'm like, man, I wish I was playing Would You Rather. Man, I wish
Yeah.
I was playing this last caller, answering this kind of thing. So, I know Rick did his trivia thing. I need to get him to do that at some point. But yeah, I'm always down for. I'm usually doing it kind of like last minute, so I'm always down for anyone doing a last call or a segment or a topic or whatever. Like I've always said to you guys, even if I can't be there one day, if you guys want to get together and do the episode without me, that's fine. Like I'm all for it.
And then my last two was like, what's something that lives rent free in like what's the best thing that lives rent free in your head? Because I feel like I have a lot of those, and they can range from. I was thinking about like movies that have
Yeah, it's mostly quotes, movie quotes.
if movie quotes, but also like scenes or dreams is a big one for me. Like
Ooh.
I have a lot of dreams that just consistently play in my head, or like parts of your life,
High anxiety
or
moments that you can't get rid of for some reason. Yeah.
hey, that's why we take medication. Um, or just like anything good, bad, in the middle moments that just like are consistently kind of in your brain of like you always think about them, you come back to them. It could be even like fishy or scrubs
Do
or
do
things that we
do do
gain
do.
like things that we come back to as a group that are like a constant either like inside joke or things of that nature. Like what are the best ones? And that one I wouldn't
Right.
say like we have to pick the best one, but like just a list of things that are good. And then last one, I probably should not have ended on this one, but like carnival games. I saw
Oh,
a uh ticked it was on Reddit. So a video on Reddit of this guy who like was playing one of those ring toss
Mm-hmm.
carnival
Hmm.
games, and then came up with a way to beat it by 3D printing a gun that could throw the rings every single time
That's
to
impressive.
beat it. And the poor guy at the stall, when the guy came up with it and just like 10
Pew,
out of
pew,
10
pew. Yeah,
hit all of them. But like, what are the best carnival games? What are the best like
I like that.
fair things that you go to? Like I've been to the like Renaissance Fair a bunch. Love
I
Six
need to go back to the
Flags.
Ren Fair.
Love carnivals. Um, like what are the highlights of those type of experiences
Yep.
that are the best and have a place in your heart? Split off um topic was like think about carnival games and how you would beat them
Yeah.
or like subvert, because they're obviously most of them are
I'll just
built and made for you to not win,
watch the
but
video Matt Weber did. But yeah,
how would you game the system? So that's all I had.
fair enough. Well, I think that about does it though. I don't have anything else other than go Hawks. We're gonna be in the playoffs.
I don't who are is that that's basketball.
Basketball.
Oh wait, hold please, hold.
Holding on.
Where are you?
I'm in my house.
I'm in Los Angeles.
Yep. That is the Hawk sound,
Hawks.
yes. Why
How
do
do
you
you have
have
that on your phone? So easily accessible.
I have it for Falcons games.
the Eagles have to use like Hawk sounds because the Eagles don't sound anything like that?
The eagle sound they always play in movies is actually a hawk sound.
Yeah.
That like classic eagle
Yeah.
sound is actually hawks because
Hmm.
eagles sound terrible.
Yeah. And they do that at Philadelphia Eagles game as well. They use Hawks. This has been another day drinking episode. Follow us on the socials at the underscore bar banter. We're on Blue Sky. Just
Oh, are we?
yeah, we are on Blue Sky. Um,
Damn.
um, just search the Bar Banter podcast. You'll find us. I don't remember what we are. It's a weird format there. I don't
Barbenter
like it.
underscore podcast or something like
No,
that.
but just look
The
for
underscore bar.
I don't know.
I don't know,
Just type
something.
in the Bar Banter podcast. You'll find us. New episodes every Wednesday. Like and subscribe. There's a link in the description. This is really important, actually. I don't talk about this enough. There's a link in the description where you can actually support the podcast. We want to do more live events. We want to do more in-person stuff, but we need your help. So click that link, give us your money to buy beer and hang out. And I made this like really heartfelt and then just went
The
real hard the other way.
best and worst pitch I've ever heard at the same time. Give us your money so we can buy beer to talk more about random shit that
That you listen to.
you care about and we are
At
deciding.
the end of the day, we're providing a service to your ear holes.
I'll choose to that.
I'll cheers to that. And just remember that this is our podcast and you're just along for the ride.
Day drinking!